First it was Timmy, then it was garbage trucks, then this. Oh, and I forgot my neighbors. I love weed whackers and lawnmowers, especially when I'm trying to do my video. Yeah. Hello everyone, this is Jenny Yetto from the Pixie Post, and welcome back to my channel. It's so funny, I've turned on the camera, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, so I figured I'd just turn on the camera and just give it a go. Right now I've been fighting some energy because I got the weed whacker out there, the lawnmower out there, and I couldn't start this video sooner, so I'm kind of like all discombobulated right now. I've been working hard on my online work and really have been racking my brain trying to think of what to video about. And I know this can be a common problem for a lot of content creators, whether it's a blog or video or even just a project you're working on. And there's some days you'll come to that project, you'll be so inspired, the ideas don't stop, you're in the flow, you feel that creative energy just bursting through you. And then literally the next day, like nothing. Everything feels stagnant, or you just don't feel inspired to do anything. So you figure, I just won't do anything because I have nothing to contribute. And there are times believe me, I feel like this half the time. But a lot of the time I notice that when I do push myself to actually just do it, even if I have no real plan or no real specific inspiration, the creative flow starts kicking in. It might take a few times. It might be a little awkward at first as you're trying to get into that flow, but I do notice it usually will happen. And also sometimes you have to give yourself grace for the days that really doesn't. There's a fine line between trying to push yourself and forcing the issue. So I think it's really figuring out for yourself what that line is. And it's different for everybody. Some people thrive better on pushing yourself and just foot to the pedal and just go, go, go. Don't even think about being stagnant or old energy or anything like that. And then the flow will come. And some people actually do better taking a day off and not forcing the issue, because when you force it, you will hit resistance, and the resistance will multiply, and it's just not a good situation. It just won't happen. And it'll feel forced, it'll look forced, and nobody wants to put that kind of energy out there to the world. So I think that's kind of what I'm struggling with right now. I know my balance, and I'm kind of right at that line, but I figured, shoot, what else can I do except try? As long as you try, as long as you stay consistent to a point, you really can't fail. It's a learning opportunity. And sometimes it's figuring out yourself and really being connected with yourself and knowing what what things you need to work on. I don't believe there are limits. So yes, there might be physical limits and, things like that, but I don't think there's limits as to what you're capable of. You just might have to do it in a different way. And that's what I come across a lot in my life. As you all know, this is a lot of people call me Pixie in reality, and it is partly because of my size. I am a very tiny person, but I don't let that stop me. There's been many, many years in my childhood. I went through a lot of leg surgeries and other medical issues, and I had, from what my mom said, 17 surgeries. It's kind of all blurred to me. And of course, the weed whacker needs to get near my window so I can continue this story. I am so happy about that.
2,000 years later.
So I think with all those medical experiences, that really put me into an alignment with myself. And it's really funny looking back at it in hindsight. I related to adults more than I did with kids, even though I was a kid myself, going through these experiences, because I was around nurses, I was around doctors, I was around, my family and, other adults. And I just happened, it kind of makes you grow up really quick. And even though I had a super, super supportive family, my parents were like my rocks at that time. And I'm very fortunate to have that and have had that. It was hard, but I never really saw it as a bad experience. Yes, there were pitfalls occasionally, of course. I mean, life's not perfect. But I never saw it as a limiting thing. I saw it as, okay, I'm here to experience this, and it was to better my life, because without all the surgeries, I would not be here right now. And I'm very grateful because I had a super amazing orthopedic surgeon who worked relentlessly with me and my family and to make my life a better one. And here I am to bug you all. So yeah, I hopefully I don't have to have any more surgeries, hospital stays. Who knows? Who knows what the future will bring? I mean, nobody knows. But it really taught me the importance of living in the moment. Yes, be mindful of your future, but also being in the present, because you never know how much time you have. And while that thought in itself is morbid, it's actually motivating, because it allows you to really take assessment of your own life and really hone in on what's important. All the material things that we all like, of course we can like them. I like my computers, I like my books, and all my other little things. Of course I like it. I would be lying if I said I didn't. But I don't have as much attachment to them as I used to. Don't you just love it when you want to do a video and you're actually finally feeling inspired after a few hours of not knowing what to film? But then you have weed whackers out there and lawnmowers out there the minute you want to record. It's really awesome. I just love it. I can stand the excitement. Can't you tell? Ooh, it's 11:11. That means everything's aligned. Everything's all in sync. And, of course, that does not mean my life. Might as well bring in the garbage cans, because they're going to be here for a bit.